Every year, thousands of companies bypass their local hiring markets and send their development budgets straight to the Indian subcontinent. The math usually makes sense. You get access to a massive pool of highly skilled engineers specializing in AI, cloud architecture, and SaaS platforms at capital rates that significantly undercut domestic equivalents. But those upfront financial savings disappear quickly if a project stalls. A lower hourly rate offers no protection against a 6-month delay or a code base that requires a total rewrite. This chart shows the economic trade-off. A domestic agency has high upfront capital costs but low vetting overhead. With an unvetted offshore agency, your capital drops, but shifts into a high time tax for rigorous project management. If you skip that management step, the red overhead bar expands. Technical misfires, communication lags, and intellectual property leaks quickly consume the initial contract savings. Your objective is to capture the financial advantages of offshore hiring without turning the vetting process into a second full-time job. Succeeding here requires treating offshore hiring as a calculation of your own vetting ROI. If the friction of finding a reliable partner outweighs the savings, you need a different system to handle the search. Let's look at the first major hurdle if you run this search yourself: assessing technical skill. A polished agency website doesn't tell you how clean their code is. To verify their claims, you have to conduct multi-stage technical interviews and rigorous line-by-line code reviews with their engineering team. Testing whether a team actually knows React or advanced DevOps means you need elite engineering talent already on your payroll to conduct those interviews. That pulls your best people away from building your product. Next, you have to establish functional communication workflows. This means mandating specific overlapping time zone availability and testing for true English proficiency rather than relying on a rehearsed pitch from their sales rep. This check is vital to the timeline. If a developer misunderstands a core feature requirement and you don't overlap time zones, it takes a full 24-hour cycle just to correct a single error. Enforcing strict communication rules filters out a huge portion of the affordable agency market. It also forces you to commit to rigid early morning or late night daily stand-ups to keep the project moving. By the time you account for senior engineering reviews and the management of daily syncs, the internal resource drain can rival the very development hours you were trying to save. The third DIY requirement is legal and intellectual property safeguarding. You have to draft robust cross-border non-disclosure agreements and negotiate explicit intellectual property transfer clauses. The goal is to ensure your proprietary MVP, SaaS architecture, or AI algorithms belong entirely to you and cannot be legally replicated or held hostage by the developers. Drafting contracts for foreign jurisdictions requires specialized legal counsel. If a dispute actually happens, enforcing those terms overseas is often functionally impossible for small businesses without a local legal presence. If you send an innovative startup idea overseas without bulletproof, enforceable legal protection, you are essentially making an unrecoverable open-source donation. This table breaks down an alternative, offloading your search to GrowRankers. Instead of testing code yourself, they match you with partners whose tech stack expertise is already verified. They also filter agencies based on established communication protocols and industry experience before introducing them to you. Utilizing a platform reduces your upfront vetting time, lowering the management input that kills offshore ROI. The trade-off? You rely on GrowRankers' curated network rather than searching the open market yourself. You are also choosing to trust a third party's internal evaluation metrics over your own first-hand due diligence. GrowRankers functions as a risk mitigation tool, shifting the heavy lifting of due diligence off your plate so you can focus on building your business. The Indian talent pool offers significant economic upside, but navigating it alone is a minefield if your team is already stretched thin. This matrix starts with one question: do you have experienced in-house engineers to run technical vetting? If yes, do they have time to review pitches without stalling operations? If you have that bandwidth plus dedicated IT procurement and legal teams, you can safely take the DIY route. But if you lack the technical background or time, the path leads to the facilitated route. Startup founders building an MVP or small businesses needing enterprise software without a CTO on staff fall into this category. Leveraging a platform moves the technical and legal risks off your shoulders, giving you safe access to the offshore talent pool. This allows you to stop searching through unknown agencies and focus entirely on defining your specific project requirements. Auditing your own internal technical and legal capacity is the first step towards successfully capturing the ROI of India's global software talent.